So I made a mistake. 2 of 3 hours of our D&D session is gone. Because all I've done is do exposition and character development of an NPC that is dead. The party starts in the parlor of a deceased, beloved NPC who they've never, as players, ever met. Their characters have backgrounds and connections to him, but they don't actually know this guy. After 2 hours, the players haven't even rolled dice. They've talked amongst themselves, they've talked amongst the other NPCs, they've had the will read, and they've received some cool gifts that are these awesome, clever plot hooks that I've given them, but they don't understand them because it's in a unique campaign setting they've never had the opportunity to play in, because it's my own, which I'm super proud of, but they don't know it. And I'm expecting them to ask the questions. I should be giving them this information. The panic starts to set in. 2 hours have gone by, and they're not a party. They're a bunch of people at a funeral, at a wake. Panic starts to set in. Total dread as 2 hours into a session, and they're not a party. They're a bunch of people who are talking about a dead NPC at a wake in his parlor. That's it. They're not a cohesive group, and they have no goal. They have some plot hooks, but the plot hooks are for different players' characters to go in different places. So, in this moment of panic, I fast forward. And we're now at the end of the wake, everybody else is gone, and the 4 of you are still drinking. And then all of a sudden, the teleportation circle that is in the wizard's parlor flares to life. And out bumbles an armored guy. They don't recognize this armored figure, but he's wounded, so being good players, they immediately react. The pixie druid flies in to check and make sure he's alive. The paladin says, don't even worry about it, lay on hands, covers his bases, and prepares to defend against anything else coming through the portal. At which point I say, well, the portal flashed and there's nothing else there, there's nothing to defend against. So they quickly switch from combat scenario and turn it around to a social scenario. They investigate, they ask questions, and discover there is some terrible, evil creature looming in the sewers of another city. So, why do the players care? They have no connection. Why would they even care about this person, their problem, or anything else, especially if it's happening in another city? Fortunately, I have veteran players who immediately go, the DM is throwing out a hook, somebody bite on it, and we'll get this going. After a 3-hour session, the problem is determined, they know what they need to do. As players, they're all on board, but their characters aren't. Their characters don't barely know each other, and have no reason to. Fortunately, at the start of the next session, they all go, oh yeah, let's go find out what happened to that guy, and let's go ask some more questions, and maybe we'll help, just for our old NPC's sake. I love my players. They pulled me out of the fire in that situation. This is not some DM moment where, oh, they screwed up, let me rescue them. My party recognized, oh, okay, we see where this is going, and help. So, a couple things to look back on that. When constructing a party, make sure there's a reason that they actually team up, and why it's them. The classic, you all meet in a tavern, the blacksmith's wife has been kidnapped. Well, we're the only adventurers here. So naturally, they band together to go save the blacksmith's wife. If they don't have a catalyzing event, then the party needs to know each other in character. Why are they together? Well, because they're siblings. Because they're blood brothers. Because I owe him a life debt. Thank you, Chewbacca and Han Solo. There's a lot of reasons for characters to have bonds together. And in a Session 0 is a great time to establish that. Which is the other thing I screwed up. I had everybody make their characters separately. Not in total secret from one another, but so they would just pick whatever they wanted to play. And fast forwarding now, I realize, oh, what if they wanted to be siblings? What if they wanted to be, ancient allies? What if they wanted to be, rivals? And by doing a separate Session 0 to focus on each character specifically, I completely shot my chance of them being a party to start with. I had 2 party members who were matched up because one was the retainer of another. But everybody else knew nobody. So a group session 0 is super important. Also because it helps you establish what, as players, they want to get out of the campaign. Are the players all set to explore and delve into dungeons and find ancient secrets and treasures? Are they looking for heavy combat scenarios where they're hunting down the biggest, baddest monsters and foiling enemy armies? Are they looking for social intrigue and whodunits and dealing with the politics of the city or the whole kingdom? Or are they just looking to have a good time with a bunch of their buddies? Because so many players aren't actually there for the story of the game. They don't have an agenda they want to push. They just want to be hanging out, rolling dice, and killing bad guys. For other people, they have a specific story they want to tell with that character. So in recap, things to not do: don't be like me. 1, actually have a reason that the party becomes a party, preferably in the first 30 minutes or hour of your first session, not at hour 3 of 3. Have a singular problem or event for them to deal with. Give them various plot hooks to force them together as a party. That way they're not trying to do everything on their own. But there needs to be one event to start. Later you can open it up and open up the sandbox and let them go wherever. But there needs to be a singular event that they have to handle right now to catalyze them as a group. Number 3, do a group session 0. Even if character creation is done separately, just to accommodate everyone's time, go ahead and get everybody together as a group so you can discuss what does everybody want. If it turns out nobody wants any social and intrigue, go ahead and take those notes about the assassination attempt on the king and throw them out. You won't need them. You're probably not going to spend too much time in the city other than selling gear and buying new gear and the occasional resurrection. Your stuff is going to be set out of town. Go beef up your hobgoblin army camp. Go make your orc raiders considerably more numerous. And if the party is looking for exploration and dungeon delving, make sure there's a dungeon to delve. Make sure you have odd sightings and awesome landmarks that need to be investigated for whatever reason. So, hopefully, with a little bit of thought and effort, you guys can avoid my first session mistakes and have a nice, easy adventure that goes from everybody meeting each other to rolling dice in under an hour. And in most cases, pull a Lost Mines of Phandelver and say, you're all on a wagon. You're headed to this town. Goblins that ambush you. What do you do? So, until next time, keep rolling them dice. See you guys.